Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well, and we have the July forecast ready here for you. But listen, before we start today, I have a couple of messages. We're nearly up at 100,000 subscribers, and maybe this month we can make it. And for those of you who have subscribed already and you're wondering why isn't it showing up in your email, well, most of you now listen to your forecast on your cell phone, right? And there's something new here. You can hit the bell, because if you don't hit the bell, which gives you all notifications of new videos, then it will only give it to you every once in a long shot, right? So if you're listening right now on your mobile, well, look at that little bell. If you're subscribed, hit it and it will come up. You'll always get your notifications, and then you get them right away. Secondly, also, since we are coming up on the near 100,000 mark of subscribers, if you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe now if you are a follower. And to celebrate that, I am giving away a half-hour reading, a 6-month transit, which will run you 6 months. So from July 1st straight through December. So just go to my website. You'll find the link down below and sign up for the newsletter, right? You'll get all the good news there from time to time. I don't send them too often, but when you do, I will let you know who the lucky winner is of the half-hour 6-month transit reading. Also, when you go to the website, you'll see that I have added a call me button. So if you want a one-on-one talk, whether it is, for a psychic or a tarot reading, you can do so there, and I'm online here in the evenings, and I will look forward to speak with you. So let's get on with what is up for this month. So Virgo, let's have a look at July and what you can expect. And so get your seatbelts on and expect a little bit of a bumpy road, all right? We have a lot of dynamic energies this month. So talk about powering through and clearing out those things that we might have been holding back on, that we might have been stuffing. It's all going to come up to the surface. But let me just tell you first that you got the Sun, Mars, and Mercury in your 11th house, which is the area of hopes and dreams, your friendships and so forth, your affiliation with groups and organizations. So you might be very busy out doing those things, and all that is really, really good. Venus being in the sign of Taurus is really bringing us close to our needs. Taurus is really good about what it is they want and what they need. And you're going to be feeling that here too the first few days until the 6th. So that was more straight through that of June that you were feeling this, and maybe you were out and about traveling, since the 9th house is long distance travel. So until July 6th, you will still be able to benefit from this influence. Mars being in the sign of Cancer, well, we're nurturing our friends. It's in the friend house, and but we're also nurturing our own needs to be with our friends and to actually, go for those dreams that we're holding close to heart. But like I said, we have a few challenges, and let me just start off with the full moon, which is on the 9th. Not only do we have things that surface under any full moon, but this month, should I say, it is conjunct Pluto, and Pluto purges everything that we've been holding back or suppressing and so forth, and this is going to come up in a big way. Not only are these two very powerful in itself, but there's an opposition to the Sun. So the Sun and Pluto on the same day is in this expanded aspect, and powered up by Mars, which has been there. So Mars will be opposing Pluto on the 2nd. So that's already energized from top of the month. We're going to feel it already on the 1st there. On the 2nd, it is exact. So these two planets, if Mars is dynamite, we know that Pluto is nuclear. We might have some disagreements. We might see things eye to eye and so forth. Mars for you is in that 11th house of hopes and dreams, or friendships, acquaintances, and so forth, groups. And Pluto is in the 5th house for your own self-expression, your creativity, the business that you own, but it could also be any kind of relations with your children. So here we have this expansion of these two dynamic forces already as we start off the month. On the 4th, we have communication breakdown, okay, we have red flags going up. Mercury, which is trying to communicate, is being shut down and challenged with Uranus, maybe in a shocking way, because sometimes Uranus can't shock us, or maybe we will be the shocking entity. And I feel it is because maybe there has been an inflicted wound or hurt or whatnot going on from this ongoing energy that's still lingering in the air from Mars and Pluto. So we're like feeling defensive. Maybe people around us might be a little defensive. And it hurts because what you're really wanting to do, all you're wanting to do, is to reach for those ideal levels of hopes and dreams, right? This is the sun, which is you. Your essence is really yearning for it in such a lofty, beautiful way with Neptune, which is both very spiritual and it's very creative. But the sun, which is also you, the essence of you being Virgo, is being squared by Jupiter. And Jupiter is all about fairness, balance, justice, what is right or wrong. And so we're still lingering in this disagreement, this atmosphere, and you're trying to adjust it with your sense of righteousness. So there is still a challenge, but there's a little hope. It looks like communication can start to heal a little bit on the 7th, but don't hold your breath too long, because now the sun is coming into that opposition to Pluto, where Mars was on the 2nd. So on the 9th, we feel that our identity is really needing to do something, say something, clear something up. And not only is it opposing that Pluto, but the full moon is there, and it's been charging towards this date for several days now. So I feel there's an accumulation taking place on the 9th. I would say lay low, because this is a very strong, intense powerhouse of energy where we could see power games and guilt trips and so forth, people projecting, we might project, God forbid, right? So if you're seeing, sensing, feeling, experiencing these energies, step back, you know, and try to lay low, allow these days to pass. But we can see it out on a global level for sure, what's going on. Politically, these energies are going on too. So there could be national news, international news, where all of these power games are playing out, and it's disturbing. Maybe it's playing into our subconsciousness with the news that we're reading, and it gets us all a little bit worked up. However, on the 14th, I feel more on a personal level, you know, backing out from the national, international, but more on the personal level, I feel that some solution can be found, because communication is going to ease up. It's going to feel a little bit more optimistic again. Mercury coming into a great aspect there with Jupiter, where we feel that this is fair, this is right, this is how we're going to do it, only to have that crash again on the 17th. So like I said, buckle up. 17th, we have a disappointment, which typically happens when we have this kind of meeting between our emotional, romantic selves, financial selves. It's Venus squaring off on Neptune, because Neptune is ideal. It wants, you know, those hopes and dreams, right? And Venus, something is just falling apart. Maybe you have a date set up, and then you're going to have to take a rain check because of something unexpected came in. And when I say unexpected here, Virgo, it is because on the same day, on the 17th, Mars and Uranus are square. Mars is our physical energy, it's our direction, it's our goal orientation, our dynamics and so forth. So it's heading down the highway, and then out of the left comes Uranus. This unexpected thing, we didn't see it, right? So careful in traffic. It is an accident-prone date. But of course, you know, I mean, even at home, be careful with sharp objects, which Mars rules. But we could also easily just walk into the door, or we could stump our toe, that kind of thing. Because our body isn't really focusing on where we're heading, because our mind is trying to process what the heck is going on. Why is this such a weird period. This is why I'm really glad for those of you who are listening to the forecast early on so that you can make notes. If you are listening to this very early on, say here in June, then what I would like to say is come back in July so you can have a repetition of the dates to be aware of. Because trust me, this is really a great roadmap to have when we have this kind of incidents. On the 18th and 19th, thank God we can breathe a little bit. Venus and Jupiter will deliver great news. This has to do with either love and romance, or it could also be some financial news coming together. Venus for you at this time is now in your 10th house for career. Jupiter for you is in your 2nd house for money and income. So yes, you can see that that could definitely be a raise, a promotion, bonus, new job. Maybe if you are starting a new job, Virgo, great time to do so. And it's locking it in, because whatever the agreement is or the negotiation is, Saturn's looking out for the longevity of it, okay, with Mercury, which you're communicating. That's what Mercury does, right? So any kind of agreements here, it's kind of set in stone. Beautiful. Trying 18th and 19th, probably one of the better dates that we have here this month. Then we have the 20th. The sun is that which is you might have an unexpected occurrence taking place. This is Uranus throwing us a loop again, and it's from the 8th house, other people's money, you know, or shared resources. So that could be with your partner, it could be banking or investment agency or so forth. Commissions, royalties, something if you've been expecting it, it might be a delay or maybe not happening at all. And so here on the 23rd though, new moon, 0 degrees in Leo, which for you, Virgo, is in your 12th house. That's our inner self. This is what's happening behind the scene. Not out towards the world, but our inner world. So I feel, especially because of what's been taking place earlier in the month, that you might now sense that you have a need to kind of just pull in a little bit and away from all that noise, and to have a little sacred sanctuary space for meditation or yoga, or just be quiet and listening to inner self. The new moon is also about planting seeds for the long run, for the next 12 months until it revisits. So you want to be aware of it and tell yourself, you know, I'm going to be good. I'm going to give myself more of the sacred space. Now this new moon has beautiful aspects, one towards Saturn, one towards Uranus. It's empowering this new moon. Saturn being in your 4th house, this is your home and your family. And Uranus is in the 8th house for shared resources and money and savings, investments and so forth. So that might be some of the areas that you might be contemplating, meditating upon here on the 23rd. 24th, we have a little bit of conflicting type transits. One is Venus, which is love and romance. It's opposing Saturn. And when that happens, it's like Venus, our emotional self, might feel a little guarded. Think about the rings of Saturn, right? So there could be a push-pull type energy. This could be between you and any person. It doesn't have to be your partner. It could be your partner. And it could be you wanting to step back and feeling a little cautious as well. But this is just in passing, and you might just, you know, be questioning, can I really trust, you know, this now because of what's been taking place? So it might involve somebody that you've been working through these issues with earlier in the month. But I would say that whatever questions you're holding on this day will be revealed to you later in that evening on the 24th, when Mercury, which is communication, will deliver some beautiful news from Uranus, and that may surprise you, and to a point where you might just feel that you're going to drop that cautiousness that you're feeling. 26th, we have you all energized, Virgo. We got the Sun and we have Mars, they're conjunct. It's beautifully now aligned here and powered up. You feel like you're on the rise again, knowing where you're heading, what you want. You've completed your tasks this month in, I feel, a great way. Why? Because you're somebody who normally is somebody who thinks a lot, and you organize things, you want things perfect, right? So this is giving you an opportunity to perfect those things. And then we're ending end of the month with Venus and Uranus. Beautiful aspect, sextile. We always love when they interact and play this way because it really brings up joy, happiness, harmony, romance, right? There could be some unexpected surprise coming to you from a partner. Maybe you might just want to be the one to surprise him or her. And it could be money related too, which Venus also is. So this is what I have for you this month, Virgo, and I will see you next month. Bye now.